Max Abrahms is a political science professor and an expert on counter-terrorism strategy, and he's joining us via Skype from Boston. Welcome back to the broadcast, Max.
Thanks.
Do you believe the U.S. airstrikes were deliberate?
No, they were not deliberate. It was unintentional. I think that the international community often overestimates U.S. military prowess. Whenever there is a case of collateral damage, people on the ground say, the U.S. is so precise, such precision in their attacks that surely this, had to have been intentional, but it wasn't. That would have been a major departure in U.S. strategy, and it comes at a very untimely time because the U.S. is trying to broker a deal right now with Russia in Syria. And the fact that the U.S.-led coalition has accidentally bombed Syrian troops, that is really going to impede progress on this agreement. The U.S. has been very, very apologetic, and it's frankly easy to imagine how a mistake could be made because the Syrian Arab Army and Islamic State, especially in that town in eastern Syria, are right on top of each other. They've been going back and forth for years now. And so mistakes like these do happen, but I'm very, very confident in saying that this was a mistake.
I see. You're talking about the deal being brokered. Can it be salvaged, Max?
It's not looking good at all. I don't know anyone who's optimistic about this. The aid is not going into Aleppo. So in that sense, Assad is not keeping his end of the bargain. Also are not end of the bargain. They are shooting a little bit into regime areas. Furthermore, a precondition for things going forward was that the rebels were supposed to disassociate themselves from the al-Qaeda guys in Syria, and they have shown no inclination to doing that. In fact, the rebels are very forthright in saying that they are not going to abandon their al-Qaeda allies. And so there's very little progress we can point to. What was supposed to happen was after the first week, after which humanitarian relief would go into Aleppo, and again, that hasn't happened, then the U.S. and Russia were supposed to get even closer together and to share targeting information against Islamic State and the al-Qaeda affiliate Nusra there. But now, not only is the humanitarian aid not going in, but U.S. relations with Russia are actually at a low point because of this unfortunate incident of collateral damage. And so I have to be quite pessimistic.
So the Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Maria Zakharova, Max, was quoted as saying, "We're really reaching a terrifying conclusion for the whole world that the White House is defending Islamic State. Now there can be no doubt about that." What is your reaction to this statement?
Well, this collateral damage did help Islamic State because the Syrian Arab Army and Islamic State are enemies. And so the Syrian Arab Army was in an operation against Islamic State when the U.S.-led coalition accidentally harmed the Syrian Arab Army. And so the de facto effect was to help Islamic State. But that doesn't mean the U.S. is very committed to destroying Islamic State. It's very, very unfortunate.
Max Abrahms, thank you for your time joining us live from Boston.